back from a pretty intense feat in California. What I wanted to obviously just want to touch base, see how everything went, emotions-wise, how everything's turned out for you guys. One of the biggest things that I picked up was, I don't know how many people actually realize, for the first time ever in MMA history, we had a camp that took someone like Cris Cyborg from here, based in Fife Militia in Johannesburg, trained, lived here, and went across to Bellator to compete and win a title. So just talk us through how that all worked out and what that felt like at the end of the day.
Yes, man, it's bucket list stuff for me. I think every coach wants to get what we call like a real world title. UFC, Bellator, ONE FC, these are the biggest promotions. So when you get one of those titles, you fall in a certain category. A small percentage of the world has only completed that, and so it's definitely a bucket list thing for not just myself, but for many coaches out there. And the experience of going through a camp with the greatest female fighter that is in mixed martial arts, having her be in South Africa for a second camp, going to LA, being in Bellator, one of the biggest promotions, and then actually completing it with the achievement of a world title was unbelievable. I mean, experiences that you can't understand, people that you meet, things that you see. It's like surreal, but at the end of the day, and I just told myself, well, it's actually not surreal, because this is what I've been working for my whole life. I've been always telling people that I am going to do this, and this is just the beginning. There's a lot more that's going to come from this, and a lot more boxes will be ticked because of this. So for me, it was just like, all right, I've done it. It's done now. All right, let's move on to the next one. And it's just a great feeling, I never knew I'd do it at such a young age. Now I thought maybe later on, as I was older, I was going to hit my first world title. So it was kind of like not a surprise, but just a great feeling to accomplish something that as a young coach and as a young martial artist I've always wanted to do with an athlete. And yeah, I'm glad that it was successful.
The second camp with Cyborg, fully fledged. The previous one was kind of, once you got to fight week, was half in, half out between you and Perillo, and there was kind of like a bit of a tug going on. This time, I mean, obviously you proved your worth to them then, and this time you had that camp. How different was the pressure for you as a coach, if it was any different?
Wow, that's probably the best question to ask, because people don't really understand the background of it. I received Cris Cyborg, which had the biggest, most feared female name in the whole industry, when she had lost, when she had been defeated after 13 years, when everyone kicked her aside. She was having problems and drama with the biggest promotion in the world. They weren't working with her, trying to push her out maybe. There was just drama on that side. Then she had her personal life with the coaches and so forth, and she just took a risk, and she came to me through Don, and on her side, that's very brave of her to just kind of jump on a plane, take a risk, not understanding. We meet for the first time, and what people don't understand, it's not just about training someone. It's more of a relationship. A coach needs to understand the athlete to make a better athlete, to make a better program, to understand how things work with that athlete, and vice versa, the athlete with the coach. That first camp was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done, because you've got a super high prestige athlete in your camp that now you have to figure out and understand. Her head was in the worst place possible, self-belief, trying to understand her situation, where she is, just trying to fix all these problems after a devastating loss. And here I am, trying to rebuild it, you know, and I believe her hardest 2 fights were right now, including her opponent. UFC obviously then gave her a really tough opponent, Spencer, which was 8-0, 100% takedown rate, 100% finish rate, submission-wise, wrestling-wise. Everything was on her side. All the cards were on Spencer's side, and none were on Cris. And then there was a lot of other things that were happening within the camp with the promotion that kind of made it difficult for us to get there and be here and all of that. And you know, just going over there and by myself as well. I didn't have any of my people with me from my camp. You know, meeting our old coaches, trying to gel and not really get on the bad side of anyone, just kind of knowing my place. I still had to earn my place as well. And not really, I wouldn't say earn it. Cris had to understand what I was providing. You know, I believe I provide the best kind of program and skill set and the best service there is in this world. And I really do believe that right now. People just don't know it because I don't live in the US, I don't live in Europe, I live in Africa. And you know, going there and succeeding on that first camp built Chris's confidence and built our relationship, that then she came back for the second camp and was fully blown into the camp, gave everything to me, left kind of her other coaches and gave me full control. And that was the best. It was like black and white. Compare it to the Spencer camp to now the Julia Budd camp was literally black and white. And she was in such good shape. Communications were better. She trusted me more with game plans, with techniques, with programming, with basically what I was telling her to do, because I can't just tell someone what to do if they don't trust me. And that second camp was just much more confident with that. And yeah, then going into the next biggest promotion, which is Bellator, with her, and there was actually a lot more pressure now because she was bought by a big promotion and they gave her a title shot straight away. So now I had a camp where no one believed in her, everyone has seen her fail, to her succeeding, to going into, okay, well now you're gonna have a title fight, you better do this. Not only that, if she does this, she becomes a quadruple champ. The only MMA athlete, female or male, that has won 4 titles in 4 of the biggest promotions. So it was all that kind of stress in the background. I didn't really kind of take notice of it only until after the fight, and it was good. I kind of blocked all of that out. And yeah, we went through the camps. The camps are way better than the first camp, and the performance showed on the night. I mean, even I was surprised with the amount of technical ability that she implemented, the fight IQ, the combinations she remembered and threw in the fight. Her gas tank was unbelievable. I always said that Chris's best rounds is his round 4 and 5. And going into round 4, I said, this is your best round, this is your best round. Don't be obsessed about the body. Go to the head, then go back to the body. And she just landed that right cross left hook kick to the combination that ended the fight. And it was an amazing experience to be in a promotion, staying in that cage with some of the best athletes in the world and have a real world title handed over to you is a surreal experience. Not that I didn't believe that I was going to do it eventually, it's just it's happened, and it's happened at a younger age than I thought it was going to happen. And now I believe Cris really understands what we provide. You know, also going over there and seeing how she used to train and the service that she was given, and the service that is given to a lot of the high profile athletes, but is not actual real service. I know what I provide, and it's real service. It's real access of knowledge and real program and real schedule to become the best you can be, if that's a world champion or just to get into where you need to be. and I believe she believes that now. And she did such a great job that I just think going forward now, she's going to be unstoppable. And it makes our relationship better, which then makes our training better. So every camp that there's more confidence and a better relationship, you're going to see better results.
There's a couple of things I think from an outside perspective, watching Chris's performance, the thing that stood out to me the most was her conditioning. Besides her technical ability, her conditioning seemed to be some of the best I've ever seen. So I mean, I started thinking about knowing how you guys train compared to how the rest of the world trains. So I definitely think she started to see the benefits. I mean, you can add altitude in training in Joburg and all of these sort of benefits. But just from our side, I think it was a great performance. It was like bone-chilling to see Cris Cyborg under Coach Quan as opposed to like the previous. I mean, she's always had a high skill level, but this fight just seemed to be, she leveled up as everyone else did.
Yeah, if you watch her Holly Holm fight, which was a 5-round Great Wall, compared to her conditioning with this fight, you can actually see the difference. And I've had years and years now to experiment, and I continuously experiment with things that will make the athlete better, that can better the program. And I really feel there's a lot of things that I've changed that are working much better with the athletes, smarter fight simulations, fight gone bads, changing up different type of conditioning, doing more martial art work and how we do our martial art work. Also introduced her to our kettlebell school under Trent, and she loves that training, and it's really good for her body, really good for her mental game as well. And she trained her conditioning with Trent as well this whole camp. I believe that helped a lot. And yeah, I just think we found that perfect structure, and I'm finding that perfect structure with a lot of my athletes now. I'm not trying to always kind of look for always the next best thing. I really believe like simple is better now, and there's no magic pill to it. And the key is just having that relationship, that trust with each other, communication. And that's going to build the best Cris Cyborg or best athletes and coach relationship that you can get.